So welcome to this review of the LUMIX S100 F2.8 macro lens. Before I want to talk about the positives and negatives, I just want to talk about the lens itself. First of all, this lens is super small. It's the same size as the 18, 15, 35, 24 and all the other f1.8 prime lenses of LUMIX, which is super nice. If you compare this to a Canon or Sony or anything, it's way higher. They say this is the smallest macro lens of 100mm, and I think that's a fact. There's no other 100mm that I've even seen that are this, that the others are way higher. This is way smaller. They have two switches on the side. There is one which is autofocus, manual focus, and then there is a focus distancing from full to half a meter of the sensor to infinity and half a meter to 20 centimeters, which is perfect if you need a really macro stuff. The weight is very light. I don't know the official weight of it, but it's super light. It's super nice to use. I don't have any problems with this. Also, another thing is the filter size is 67, so it's super nice because you can buy one filter set and you can use it on all of them. Even if you buy the Sigma 28 to 70, it's also a 67 filter thread, so it's super cool. It's all the same. You could say that the 2.8 isn't really made for portraits, but I think it's also a perfect lens for portraiture. I noticed that sometimes it's really hunting for focus. So, first of all, what did I do with this lens? Well, I went outside, took pictures, took some videos, went inside, took some pictures of my girlfriend and made some videos of her working on a leather project that she's doing. I took some pictures and I took some videos. I'm gonna review both of them. First of all, photography. Second, I'm gonna do the video part. So first of all, the photography part. There are a lot of struggles with this that I have. I have some struggles with this lens because first of all, focusing, yes. First of all, focusing so close to the lens is very hard with autofocus. So I wouldn't really recommend putting autofocus on if you really want to go close. And even if you put the switch on half a meter to 20 centimeters, there is even the biggest gap. I've seen the lens in half a meter to 20 centimeters even focusing way further than half a meter. So it's a bit of a strange thing to do that. But I've noticed that when this lens is on your camera and your object is here, and you really need to move the lens itself to the closest point where you can see it in focus and then focus. Because if you are looking for something and then focusing on it, it will not work. I would point at, make sure that your camera is possible to move around. The other thing I would do is always put it on a tripod or buy a small tripod. I have a tripod. I'm gonna take it. I have this Leofoto MT-03, which is a very good mini tripod. It's like this big, but it has expandable legs. I will also make a review about it, so if you're wondering about this tripod, there is a review coming. Also, if you're new to my channel, definitely subscribe, like, comment, do whatever, but definitely subscribe, because I'm gonna make way more videos this year. I make hotel reviews and camera reviews. I'm now filming this on a LUMIX S52X, which there will also come a review of. But now back to the lens. So, photography. First of all, this lens is perfect if you have a tripod. If you don't have a tripod, it's very hard to focus. If you have a tripod, it's way easier to focus, and you should put it on manual if you want to do very close-ups, because the manual focusing is way faster than autofocus. Autofocus is always hunting when it's very close to the lens. and still in the 20mm range. So I would put manual focus on, but once you put manual focus on the camera itself, Lumix cameras switch to a blue light around it, so to make sure that you can see what's in focus. Super handy. It's super light, so you can always take it with you, even if you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna take like macro photos or not, you can definitely take this with you. Then here are some example pictures that I took. I like the quality of this, and there is a lot of possibilities you can do with this lens. I found this one in a sale for less than the official price, because I think the official price is way too expensive for this lens. But if you can buy it in a sale with like 100 or 150 euros off, then it's definitely a great buy, because you can also replace with 85 with this and take this as your portrait lens. For a video lens, this is a whole other story, because first of all, this doesn't have any image stabilization in the lens, and I think if you want to have that 100mm and close to your subject, I think the 24-105 is better to buy, even though I don't have it, but it's also half a macro lens, so it's 1/2 of the size that it's gonna reproduce. This is 1:1. But I don't think you will see the biggest difference in it, and I think the image stabilization will really help, because 100mm is very far, and once you reach that point, it's like all the minor shakings will come on, even though your camera, because this camera Lumix S52X has really the best stabilization in the market, in my opinion. Then still you're gonna notice that there is shaking. Here is some footage where you can really see the shaking. It was also very cold, so that's also a thing to remember. Then the other thing is the focusing isn't always the quickest, even though there is a new motor inside and it's probably very quick. But if your subject is really close, it's very hard to focus on that, and once it's only focused on that thing, it will really track very good, so that's also a good thing. Would I recommend this lens for a videographer? Well, if you do a lot of product shots and stuff where you can use a tripod or like a small rig that you can roll around or something, which is very stable, then this lens is perfect, because you can get really close. Also, put it in manual focus in video, that's no problem, because the ring itself is very smooth, you don't hear it in the video. And it's super small, so you can take it anywhere. So even if you're gonna do like nature shots or anything, this is perfect for filming insects, because you can get really close, they can walk by. I wouldn't use it for landscapes, because it's way too zoomed in. I wouldn't use it for bird photography, because it's a bit too slow for that. I would recommend a Sigma Sport lens that will be way faster to focus than this one. I will show you some example footage of what I made. And this is also the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you subscribe, because there is coming more content of Sony and Panasonic and other stuff. If you have comments or if you have anything to say, you can leave it down in the comments, and definitely subscribe, like, and that's it. So I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!